everybody. It's Wednesday and another Expanding on Expansive weekly tips and teachings. And today I want to focus on what's stopping you from bettering your life. What's stopping you from bettering your life? We all have something we want to improve. Emotionally, spiritually, financially, in a relationship, in our health and wellness. Even when we are happy and we are content with our life, we always want to improve. It's not because we are consumerists, but it's because life is ever expanding. We want to have more contentment. You can deepen your sense of contentment. You can deepen your sense of inner peace. You can deepen your connection with someone. We can create a world that's more whole, and God knows we're not there yet. So there's always more ways to grow and deepen into who you are meant to be in this life, in this incarnation, this soul, this time around. And so what might be stopping you from bettering your life? And how can you make the shift? Now, what I've noticed is that people are afraid to take the leap of faith. And so we need courage. And so I decided to focus all my posts this week on courage. Because when you are in a specific state of mind, in a specific place in your life that you want to shift and change, the only way to change it is to take the leap of faith to where you want to be. From where you are to where you want to be, you're going to have to do something you've never done before, or something you've never done this way before. And so it demands courage. And so I want to talk about courage and how you can befriend courage so that it doesn't feel like such an act of heroism, but an act of love. And it will make it easier to take the leap, to better your life, to change your life. So the post today that I posted said, courage is what propels us forward into a larger, more enlightened version of ourselves. Now, courage comes from, the origin of the word is from the Latin cor, C-O-R, which means heart. So courage is really about acting upon your heart's desire, speaking from your heart. It's become this act of heroism, but it's really about coming from the heart, loving enough, being devoted enough to a cause, to a value, to another person, to yourself, to the world, to a community that you're part of, that you're willing to make a change. You're willing to be beyond your comfort zone and go into something new in order to transform your life, somebody else's life, the world. Now, you cannot solve a problem from the mindset that created it, right? That's a famous Einstein quote. So you need to change your mind in order to change your life. And when you are in a state of whatever life you're living, whatever your life situation is, it has a mental, emotional, spiritual component which creates a specific field of consciousness and a unique vibrational field that then is manifested in the material plane. And so when you're looking at your life and saying, I don't like this, there are thoughts and emotions and beliefs and values that are associated with that, and then they get expressed in the material world. Now, if you want to change your life and you say, I want to improve something, whatever area it is, whatever it is, small or big, because acts of courage can be small and they can be huge, life transforming ones, but we can do acts of courage every day. And then they accumulate into a larger transformation. So when you want to change something, you have an idea of what it is. You might not have written in your journal about it or done a vision board about it, but you have some visual or emotional or thought sense of, this is where I'd like to be, I just don't know how to get there. You can't because you're in a different state now, right? But you have the idea. So then courage is this fuel injection of adrenaline to get you going, the first step, because you're going to move out from this field of consciousness that you're in that manifests where you are now into a new state of consciousness that's going to manifest something new. You don't know what it's going to be like. You have an idea that it's the right thing. You want it more than anything for yourself, for someone, for the world. But there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee when we wake up in the morning that we're going to still be alive by the end of this day, right? So it takes an act of courage to live every day and trust. So you need this fuel injection from the world, this adrenaline shot of being bigger than who you are, because that's what courage gives you. You're bigger than who you are at this moment, and allows you to jump into what seems to you like an abyss, but often it's much smaller than what we feared before. And so the way to have more courage and to easily change, because if you don't shift, if you don't do a courageous act, you'll stay where you're at. It's just the laws of how things work. So the way to have courage without feeling that you need to be this hero is to follow your heart's desire and to go from a place of, I love this dearly. I love myself so much. I care for myself so much. I see myself as a miracle, as sacred. My soul wants me to move forward, to do something. And you care enough for yourself that will be your guide, that will lead you and will give you the courage instead of trying to brace it, right? And the same if you love someone dearly, or you love something, a cause dearly, a group of people dearly, nature, whatever it is, animals. Go from a place of love. Follow your heart, like the word courage comes from heart. Follow your heart and take the leap into the new and into the unknown from your heart center. And that will make it easier to be courageous. It will make it much easier, because when we love, there's nothing else. At that moment, it's timeless and it's worthwhile. Even if you don't make it, the journey was worthwhile. So coming from love will give you the assurance that you have the stamina, the endurance to take the leap. There's this famous scene with Harrison Ford, I think it's in Raiders of the Lost Ark 3 or one of those. And he's being chased by a group of men, for sure. I don't recall exactly. And they're up in some cliffs and he's running away from them and he reaches the edge of the cliff. It's a famous scene, so you might know it. And he reaches the abyss and the other side is really far away, and it's the guys that are arriving from the back, or it's jumping into the abyss with certain death, right? So no one would actually jump into the abyss like this, not knowing, but it's a movie and he jumps into the abyss. And when he does that, rocks begin to show up wherever his feet are, a foot, rocks show up out of nowhere, out of the abyss, and allow him to cross the abyss to the other side, and he can't be caught. And I just love it. Such a great metaphor for what it means to have the courage to go into what seems like a shift that's huge. It's never as awful as we imagine it. We create fear in our mind much more than what taking the risk and having courage really ends up being. But know that it's all about shifting the state of mind you're in, the vibrational state you're in, the manifestation of the field of consciousness that you're in. And you can't make it to the other side, to a different state of consciousness, to the different vibrational state, to a different state of mind, to a different life unless you shift from where you're at. Otherwise, you'll just get the same thing again and again. And so follow your heart and have courage to act upon your heart's desire and upon the love and the devotion that you have within you. That will carry you through. And the universe will bring you lots of rocks, like for Harrison Ford, that will rise from the abyss to support you as you move to grander, more noble, more expansive, larger, enlightened version of yourself. So I leave you with a lot of blessings of courage for today, the rest of the week, and I'll be back next week with another Expanding on Expansive weekly tips and teachings. Blessings.